Hello, this is the bike I will be going on a trip on for 5.5 weeks starting next week, visiting numerous countries. It's my retirement trip since I retired about 18 months ago. This is the first chance I've had to go away a holiday. Right, it's a 2003 Triumph Bonneville T100 and I've owned it for about 6 years. As you'll see, it's got a number of accessories and things on it, and I'll go through some of these so you can see what parts are fitted. Starting at the front, when I bought the bike, the standard wheels were a bit rusty, so I had them rebuilt with alloy rims and stainless steel spokes. Also at the front, I have the 3-piston caliper conversion. I've covered that in my blog, so I'll leave a link to where you can find that. The forks have Hagon springs which greatly improve the suspension, and it has a windscreen made by Puig, I think an Italian company. Somebody will tell me if I'm wrong. I also have this small camera here. This is like a dash cam. There's one on the rear as well, and it constantly records. It's just in case I'm involved in an accident. It will give some video of what actually happened. Okay, round at the handlebars, the mirrors are the standard Triumph mirrors, but you can see here they have extenders to make them a wee bit wider. I've got heated grips, but to be perfectly honest, I'm very disappointed if I need to use them on holiday. I have a small thermometer and a time clock and a TomTom sat nav. As I come down, it's got one of these, I've been turning it around, airflow seat covers, which is like a 3-dimensional plastic mesh. It raises the seat up about a centimetre at the most, but it's a lot more comfortable and air passes through it, so on hot days it's a lot cooler on the saddle. The bike is some standard engine crash bars with spotlights. These are actually imitation Bates type headlight for custom bikes, so have high and low beam. On the crash bar you can see I've got this small imitation leather pouch. The reason for this was this is to hold oil for the Scott oiler, chain oiler, which you can see there, because really if you're travelling any distance, any proper touring, you really need to have some kind of a chain oiler to save the hassle of having to lubricate your chain. However, I don't like carrying the oil inside the main luggage in case it leaks, so I bought these small bags just to carry the oil. They're very cheap plastic, imitation leather, and I think they cost £12 each, so if the oil does leak into them I can just throw them away when I come back. They're mounted on homemade brackets, and if I come to the other side, I haven't fitted this one, so you can see a fairly rudimentary just strip steel bracket. The other one I can fit 2 bicycle water bottles into, and just because I'm travelling in hot countries I want to, obviously carrying some water is always handy. While I'm here, that's actually a Triumph Tiger gear lever with a folding end. It's just in case of an accident the gear lever hits the ground. I have seen bikes snap the gear shaft, so hopefully that's got a bit of give. And something you can't see is inside of the engine there's a Triumph twin power safe start conversion. It's a not unknown fault on the Triumphs that there's a fault can happen with the starter which can damage the crankcases, so the safe start hopefully will prevent that from happening. Coming back, the luggage that's 40 litre Becker Junior panniers. I've had these for over 20 years and I've been on a couple of bikes on the Becker brackets, plus that's a Becker 55 litre top case or top box. Just, it's far bigger than I need, but I own it, so it may as well go on. You can also see next to the number plate there, that's the rear facing like dash cam type camera. On, it's easier on this side, on the pannier mounts. I replaced the standard nuts and bolts with these rings. They're stainless steel and are made for boats, for fitting onto the deck of small boats, for tying ropes onto or something. They're very, very cheap and they're easy to replace. So the idea is, if I'm using luggage straps, there's a good mount to hook them onto. Also at the top of the rear shock, I have this to mount luggage straps onto. Now there are some companies sell luggage strap mounts for the rear shocks, but these are actually the bobbins for a paddock stand to go into the swing arm of a bike. They do exactly the same thing for half the price. Okay, that's most of the modifications I've made for the bike. There will be other videos as I go along, and hopefully it's during the holiday. And so if anyone's got any questions, just add it and I'll try and answer them as I'm going along. Okay, thank you very much.